Hey everybody, it's Rory from ANSgear. We're going to look at today the BT TM-15 double trigger kit. We're going to go ahead and do an install and show you how to put the double trigger kit into your TM-15. To make this go a little bit quicker, I've already pre-unscrewed most of the parts. I've got all my accessories off the gun, as you can see. No barrel, I've got no magazine, no feed neck. I took all that stuff off. I have already removed the grips with my grip screws, these two right here, my grip screws, the two long screws that go into the frame right here and hold the shells together. I've taken those apart. The mag release assembly, I've pulled that apart already as well. And all the body screws are already loose on here, so we don't have to spend time unscrewing all those things. The only thing I have not taken apart yet is the selector switch. So that's the last piece I'm going to need to take off. So we're going to go ahead and undo that. Take off our selector, and that will then separate. Everything's loose now. I can pull everything apart. Now I'm going to go around and kind of just wiggle everything loose so that I can pull it all off in one unit, and I can actually, all my screws are still in this top section right here. So I can just set that off to the side, leave all my screws in it. I don't have to worry about finding them later or losing them or anything like that. So we've got the inside of the gun exposed here. We're going to take our double trigger kit and pull it out. It's basically just two pieces. It's your new trigger and your new trigger guard. So we're going to take our old trigger guard out. It just comes right out. Our new trigger guard, we're going to put it in. And it will lock into place or snap into place, so it fits securely in there. It's not going to be loose and wobbling around. And there is only one direction it can go. It won't fit in this way. It's meant to go in like that. So that one's going to be in there. Now to get our trigger out, basically we're just going to lift it up and pull it out. Take our new trigger, drop it in. Trying not to disturb this spring that you see right here, this U-shaped or J-shaped spring. We don't want to bump that or get that out of position or anything like that. And if you can avoid touching the selector, this is where the selector actually screws in right here. You don't want to get that out of position, so you're potentially screwing it in the wrong selected mode. If you've got the lever, you think it's in safety, but it's in some other mode, you can actually ruin it by putting it together wrong. If you try to screw it in the wrong mode, you can crush some pieces in there. So just be careful not to touch that or not to move it out of position in any way. So that's it. I mean, the trigger's installed. We've got our trigger guard in. We've got our trigger in. So now we're just going to go ahead and put our top piece back on. Make sure everything's tight, everything's in place. From this point right here, I would go around and just kind of pre-tighten any of my screws that I've got out. That's going to keep it from opening up on me if I'm doing anything else or moving the gun around in any way. You don't need to put them all the way in. Just keep everything from bouncing around on you. You obviously want to go back through and tighten everything up when you're done. Don't forget, you don't want to get out there and have your gun all loose. Put those two in there. Oops, wrong size. Down in there. Down in there. Then we're going to take our selector, and if we haven't moved it, it should just drop right down into the original position you had it in. Tighten that up down there. And really the last two things that we're going to have to put in is our mag release. So I always, when I take my mag release apart or any parts apart that have multiple pieces, I always put them back together so I don't lose any of my pieces. So that's going to drop in through there. We're going to flip it over. And then you can see that our spring is going to go right on there. We're going to take our button, put it on the right side, take our screw, put it through, and tighten that up, make sure that it works. We would put our grip back on and then put our screws back in. We don't really need to do that. It's just a time waster for you and I. But make sure you do it if you're going to go play. And then we're ready to go. So we've got our 2-finger trigger set up. Very, very simple install. The most time-consuming part is actually getting all your screws out and getting the red gun ready to do the install. But the actual installation itself is very, very simple, very straightforward. So if you're looking to change your single into a double trigger on your TM-15, this is the kit for you, the BT TM-15 double trigger kit upgrade. It's available through the website. Order yours now through ANSgear.com.